PvP sucks. It's just a terrible game. Like, there's nothing to it. Tap a screen, there's no strategy, the mechanics are terrible. You can only pick 3 Pokemon, while in reality there were 6. Each Pokemon only has their fast move and now 2 charge moves, while in the main series it was just there's 4 charge moves. It's just a tapping game. That is what meets the eye. In reality, there is a whole huge strategy that comes behind with PvP that people don't see this when you're actually playing or when you are watching someone else play. Here, I'm gonna show you guys exactly what Pokemon Go PvP really is and the strategies behind it that make it such a competitive game, so that way you guys can really see its true potential in being an esport. There's a whole lot of strategies and I can list them all out for you just so that way you guys can understand. But again, until I show you, you won't know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially if you're new to PvP, you've never played it before. If you are a hardcore player like some of you are, you guys will understand exactly what I'm saying. Here I'm going to show you guys that there's a lot of strategies that some of you won't understand because you guys have never played it before, and that's completely reasonable. That is why you guys are watching this video, because you want to learn all about Pokemon Go PvP. And for some of you that are watching this video that know everything about it, you guys are experts, you guys will completely understand exactly what I'm telling you. There are going to be so many strategies: under tapping, counting fast moves, when to switch, when not to switch, don't get switch locked, beating the lead, and of course there's also when to shield and when not to shield. We are going to be getting into all of that, but in today's video we're going to be focusing on counting fast moves. Now, J-Farm, why do you have to count fast moves when all you're doing is tapping? Yes, that's right, you're tapping, but you need to count these fast moves so that way you know when exactly you're gonna get your charge move off. Will you get it off before your opponent gets it off? Because you're not just counting your own fast moves, you're also counting your opponent's fast moves. Yes, see, that's pretty strategic. No, that's a lot of strategy there. You gotta count your fast moves plus your opponents at the same time. Yes, that's right. There's so much when it comes to the actual game where if you master all these things, that is when you're gonna become a top tier player. This players like Valarash and House Stark, King IV, like these players all have mastered these mechanics, and that is why they're some of the top players in the world. Now, the focus of today's video is gonna be on counting fast moves. For the rest of the stuff like under tapping and the rest of that stuff, make sure that you guys subscribe so that way you guys can stay up to date for when those videos are being released. Counting fast moves. So first things first is, what is counting fast moves? It's pretty much that. It is exactly counting your fast moves. And not just counting your own fast moves, but also counting your opponent's fast moves. Like, now I know we just talked about that, but we're gonna go in a little bit more in depth on exactly what that is. Why do we count fast moves? Now, the reason why is because we want to know how many fast moves it's gonna take for us to get to our charge move, but we also wanna know when our opponent is going to be getting his fast move. Now, for example, we're going to be talking about Venusaur versus Umaril. We know that Venusaur will get to Frenzy Plant faster than Umaril would get to his Ice Beam, but we need to count those fast moves. If Venusaur comes in against Umaril and Umaril has at least 1 or 2 bubbles ahead of Venusaur, that means that Umaril will be able to get to his Ice Beam prior to Venusaur getting to his Frenzy Plant. Now, we need to keep these into note. We gotta think, okay, you know what? We know that Umaril has 2 bubbles ahead, which means he's gonna get to the first Ice Beam, and that means if he shields our Frenzy Plant, he's gonna be able to get to another Ice Beam. So we gotta be prepared mentally. We gotta be 2-3 steps ahead, so that way we know how we can basically take out that Umaril and kind of outthink your opponent, and you're already 3 steps ahead, so you know that you have a Umaril, he has Umaril, you have Venusaur, you know you have another 2 Pokemon in the back. Am I gonna shield? When will I shield? These things are all very important. Seems pretty simple, no? You count the fast moves, you know how many Vine Whips it's gonna take Venusaur to get to Frenzy Plant, we know how many bubbles it's gonna take to get a Umaril to Ice Beam, but why else do we need to know this? Like, we just, okay, cool, I know I can get, all you really need to know at that point is, does Frenzy Plant go off before the Ice Beam? No, That's not what you need to know. You need to know the fast moves, and the reason why you need to know how many fast moves and the reason why you need to be able to count them is because there's a whole lot of other strategy that comes into counting fast moves. There's also suicide switching. That's a whole other strategy that we're gonna get to in a different video. Now I know exactly what you're thinking. J-Farm, you're talking a whole lot of smack. The game is still just tap, tap, tap. Now I hope that the video I'm about to show you guys is going to actually inspire you to actually play the game and also learn how to count fast moves. So let's start that right here. We're gonna be starting off with our Venusaur and we're going up against an Umaril. Now we know that Umaril has Ice Beam, but we know we can get to Frenzy Plant faster. Now count those fast moves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Frenzy Plant. So we got to Frenzy Plant before the Umaril was able to get to that Ice Beam. Now remember, keep that in mind when it comes to using your Venusaur, because that's all we need to show here. So now we're going to be showing a different one, and we're going to be showing a Umaril versus Bastide. Now watch this, because this is key. Now honestly, I need to put my hat on for this one because this is awesome. So watch, we still have our Umaril in there, and we're gonna switch out right before he is actually able to pull off the Frenzy Plant. That avoids us from using a shield. This is perfect because now, yes, we are switch locked, but we are able to have that Skarmory going in and be able to just farm that Venusaur. Maybe he doesn't have anything to go up against our Skarmory, so we're just gonna just keep farming away, so that way his Frenzy Plant's not doing nothing to us. So we didn't have to shield. We still have both shields available. Now after this, I'm actually gonna pause it just so we can kind of go do a little bit more of a recap, so that way we can actually show you guys the importance of knowing the fast moves. So here goes the Sky Attack, and boom, Venusaur goes down. So we're gonna pause that right there. So what did we do there? First, we showed that Venusaur was able to get to Frenzy Plant faster. How? We did that by counting those fast moves. We were able to count the amount of fast moves that Umaril was able to do, because it was the lead, which means it was 0 energy, 0 energy. But if Umaril had one extra bubble ahead of our Venusaur, he would have been able to actually pull off Ice Beam faster. Now going to that second video, we were able to show that we were able to still keep our Umaril in against that Venusaur. Why is that important? Because we know that we were able to, number one, farm energy on a Umaril. Number two, we're gonna be able to have Skarmory able to come in and tank that Frenzy Plant rather than us using a shield. Now why is that important? We could have just instantly switched. Once we had the Frenzy Plant Venusaur in there, he was switch locked. He was switch locked, which means we could have just brought in Skarmory and just went town on that J farm. We could have done that. We could have done J farming that Venusaur from the time of at the beginning. But why didn't we? We were able to count the fast moves, and we're able to have a Umaril be able to J farm that Venusaur. That's right, he was able to J farm his counter. He was able to get as much energy as he could, got the Ice Beam, switched out, brought in Skarmory. That is a whole lot better of a play to have an Umaril with the full energy than to switch out, bring Skarmory, and J farm, because now you get both Pokemon now already have charge moves ready to go. So let's go again. We're gonna actually see what else we have in store for you. So we're gonna press play now, and we're gonna be bringing in Marowak. Marowak against Lucario. Now this is a typical Kingdom Cup matchup. Now I'm gonna show you guys exactly what happens if you don't count your opponent's fast moves. If you don't count your opponent's fast moves, this is a matchup where basically Marowak can be able to tank everything from Lucario except for Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball basically can one-shot Alolan Marowak, so you really have to be careful, and this is where counting fast moves is very important. So here we're like, you know what? Is it a Power Up Punch or is it a Shadow Ball? If we were able to count this, we would know, but we didn't. So we took the Shadow Ball, right to the face, and basically our Marowak basically lost that match. So we paused it right now, and we're just gonna go back and see exactly what just happened. We did not count those fast moves. So we took the Shadow Ball straight to the face, while we know Alolan Marowak would be able to just completely annihilate that Lucario. So now we're gonna do that again, and this time we're actually going to count those fast moves, see how many it takes to get to see if Lucario gets to Shadow Ball. So we're gonna press play now, we're gonna see what we have, and it's gonna be again the Alolan Marowak against Lucario. So we're gonna be starting it off. We know again, typical matchup. So count the fast moves here. We got 1 counter, 2 counters, 3 counters, 4 counters, 5 counters, 6 counters, 7 counters. So basically he got that 7th counter. So we're gonna be doing our Bone Club, be able to now force the shield here or be able to take him out. So now he's gonna try to do one more counter and now, another counter, and then he's gonna be able to pull off the Shadow Ball. So we know now, he did about 8 to 9 counters there. So we're like, okay, for sure, this is gonna be Shadow Ball. So we're shielding. Boom, it's a Shadow Ball. So now we already have enough energy with one more Hex. We're gonna be able to just farm up a little bit more because we know we're gonna be able to get to Shadow Ball a whole lot quicker now because we had all that energy before that Lucario can. And we know now that we have the advantage. So there goes the Lucario, and we're gonna pause right there. So what did we learn there? We were able to count those moves, shield the explosive Shadow Ball hit. If we didn't shield, we saw what happened, one shots to Marowak. That's the difference between a winning matchup when you count your fast moves or when you don't count your fast moves and a losing matchup. So we're gonna try one last thing, and this is gonna be something that's a little bit more difficult. We're gonna be doing a mirror match between Fortress. Now watch how fast these fast moves go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's about 16 to 17 fast moves. We know now that that is going to be a heavy slam. It is not enough for Earthquake. We know this. So because we counted it, we don't shield. So we're going to do it. 19, 20, 21, 22-ish fast moves, and we're going to be able to pull off Earthquake. So did he count the fast moves? That's the thing. Did he count it? No, he didn't. He took an Earthquake straight to the face, and now we know we're gonna be able to take him out with just fast moves before he's even able to get to another charge move. So guys, I really hope you guys see the importance. I really want you guys to really buckle down and focus and see exactly how many fast moves does it take for each Pokemon to be able to get to those significant charge moves. I hope you guys also see that PvP is clearly not just a tapping game. This is just one of like the 20 different strategies that we can learn, and we're gonna be keep doing videos like this so we can be able to teach you guys a lot more of the PvP mechanics. I hope you guys really learn from this. I hope you guys see that PvP is a whole lot more than just tap tap tap. And you know what, if you guys see an importance of counting fast moves, just give this video a like. Also, give me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of this video. If you guys like this kind of structure where I'm trying to teach you guys as many strategies as I can, or you guys like me to do more videos like this, just drop a comment. Let me know. And of course, if you guys like videos like this, or you guys like the videos I previously make, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. And we'll see you guys on the next one.